That's my bad boy.
Yo, what up? Good morning from my side of the world. Hope you guys are having a good evening, good night where you're at. If you're in the States, I appreciate the love and support as you come in, filtering in. Make sure you hit that like button. Let the people know that you're in the building, kicking it with Divine Sense as I give my live reaction to the weigh-in. This is something that I typically do before a big fight. I haven't watched the weigh-in yet. I saw a couple little Instagram posts and this and that, but I haven't really watched the entire weigh-in. So I'm going to share that experience with you guys, give you guys my live reaction, see what the weights are, see how the bodies are looking. If you've already seen the weigh-in, which I'm sure most of you guys have, hold back your comments until I give my commentary, and then we can chop it up. And, you know, shit. I mean, are you not excited? Are you not excited? We're about to get Deontay Wilder back into the ring. We got Anthony Joshua also fighting. You know, this is the making of something bigger coming along the way. You know, like another thing that I heard last night for me, my time, was that a fight deal has already been agreed upon between Wilder and Joshua in March. But the stipulation is that they both have to win. So rather you like Wilder or not, rather you like Joshua or not, you should want both of these men to win so we can finally get that fucking fight, because it's probably like 5 years past due anyway. So a lot of excitement. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I got my windows open here. It is literally like 75 degrees here with a nice cool breeze here in Bangkok. It's beautiful weather. Really enjoying it. You know, anytime you can just open the windows and not blow out your utility bills because you got to turn on the fucking aircon or the heater, it's a great day. So I'm excited. I appreciate everybody dropping in, man. Like I said, you guys know the drill. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. Let me get a couple shout outs before I get this live reaction started. We got Nitty G first and foremost in the building. Salute to my man Nitty G. My man Nitty, I appreciate you staying a member of the channel, even though I don't go live as often anymore. I appreciate the dedication and the support, bro. Much love. We also got Razor531, longtime subscriber. Kenneth Perry, good to see you, bro. I appreciate you, man. It's good to be back. You know, it's always, anytime I get on the mic, I'm always excited. I'm always giving 100% effort on this shit. You know, it's just hard to stay motivated with all the bullshit and politics you got to deal with on this YouTube shit. But, you know, it's always good to be back kicking it with the family. Ex-outlaw in the building. Macedonia's Mac of the South. You know he's never going to change that YouTube name. That shit, he's coined that shit. Nobody has that. Macedonia's Mac of the South. That's what's up. Boxing matchups with D Free. Yes, sir. Good to see you, bro. And we got the man K-Rod in the building. All right. So it's reaction time. So we're going to pull up the video here. And we'll get it started. We'll figure out which view I want to give it. I mean, I'll blow it up the other way. So I'll get a better viewpoint. And like I said, if you're just joining, I have not seen this live way. I do this stuff on purpose so I can give you guys, you know, like, so I can give you guys an organic reaction. You know what I mean? So I do this on purpose, and I try to avoid any social media. And if anybody is curious, yes, I do plan to do live commentary of the fight. That's one way. I think that's like probably like 70% of my YouTube followers come from when I go live. So people really enjoy my live commentary. So yeah, I plan on doing it. Of course, it's going to be on the Zone, and it's cool because I got this new setup now. Actually, because I'm getting ready to set up another podcast with guests and shit like that. But I have this big ass TV in front of me. You guys can't see it obviously, but I can watch the fights live right in front of me. Beautiful. And so I'm really looking forward to that. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into this live reaction. Demon in the building was good. Razor531, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot, man. All right, so just one quick little adjustment here on the background, because you know I'm kind of I'm a person of detail. Shit, let's go here. Fuck it. Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool. Let's get into it, man. So like I said, I saw some Instagram posts and stuff like that. But if you guys watched my most previous live where I gave you guys my fight prediction, if you guys haven't watched that live yet, I already gave you guys my live prediction. I already broke down this fight. But one thing that I told you is that I expect Deontay Wilder to come much leaner, much lighter, and go back to the weight where he was most successful, which is like, I don't know, like 212 to 216, something like that. So I already predicted that like 3 days ago when I made my prediction video. So we'll see. Don't spoil it in the chat, but we'll see if my prediction is accurate. But obviously, I've been watching his training videos. The dude looks way leaner than what, I mean, it's literally night and day difference between when I was watching him train for Tyson Fury in the third fight, leading up to this fight. And he already lost a bit of weight before he fought Hellenius as well. But he's even more lean now than he was then. So let's see if my prediction is correct. But my prediction is anywhere from 212 to 216. So we'll see. But we got Joseph Parker first. Let's see what he weighs in at.
Joseph Parker. 245.3 pounds for the former.
Like you said, was that 245?
245.3 pounds.
All right, 245.3 for Joseph Parker here. I think that's accurate. That's what I would expect him to come in at. As far as his body's concerned, we'll blow it up a little bit more. Yeah, I mean that's Joseph Parker for you, man. I don't. There's not much to say. I mean, he's a big, kind of like a big, broad-boned type dude. He's well built. He's strong. You know, he's kind of got like that bull type body. You know, and he's got that build where, you know what I'm saying, like you can tell by looking at his frame, if he gets on the inside and gets some uppercuts in on you, he's gonna do damage. You can just tell by looking at his frame. But yeah, 245 is about right. I think originally I was expecting him to come a little bit heavier, but I think 245 is good for Joseph Parker. If you're a Joseph Parker fan, you should, you know what I'm saying, you should be happy with that. I think that's a nice solid weight for Joseph Parker for sure. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving here. I appreciate everyone and dropping in. Make sure as you're coming in, you hit that damn like button. We should have easily 50 likes on this video. You know, this is like the appetizer for the actual fight. So minimum 50 likes. All right, so we're getting ready to King of the Dead. I see you, bro. What's up, good? What's up? Happy holiday season, man. Hope you guys are doing good out there. I know some of you guys living out there up north or in the Midwest. Hope y'all ain't freezing your ass off, man. Shit, stay warm out there, bro. All right, so Deontay Wilder making his way to the scale. I'm going to turn on the audio just for kicks and giggles so I can hear the weight. And just so you guys know, if you just joined, I have not seen this yet. I have not seen this weigh-in yet. I made my predictions in my prediction video a few days ago. And another quick reminder, I predicted 212 to 216. That's what I expect Deontay Wilder to weigh in at based off of how I've seen his training videos. And let's see how accurate I am. But I mean, just him walking up to the scale here, he looks lean. And he looks super fucking lean.
213 pounds for Deontay Wilder.
213 pounds, bro. Right in that window that I predicted, bro. 212 to 216, 213. That's what I told you guys 2 or 3 days ago when I made my prediction video. I told you guys, what's up, Dwayne Price? I told you guys, man, Deontay is going to come in very lean. Now let's talk about that real quick, because I mean, if you're a Joseph Parker fan, or just, you know, quite honestly, just a straight up hater of Deontay Wilder, you might look at that or may think of that weight as like, oh, that's too frail. That's too lean. You know, Joseph Parker's big. He's like a bull. He's like a tank. He's going to come in. He's going to run Deontay over. But look, man, I hope you guys, honestly, man, if you guys didn't watch my prediction video, it's up. Y'all better watch that shit. Because one thing that I put in that prediction video, which I'll reiterate in this live, is that this is pre-planned right here. You know what I'm saying? This is pre-planned by Deontay. This is his training. This is what he has designed and planned for him to do. And we're seeing it come to fruition right now, hopefully, obviously, on fight night, that his strategy to come in lighter and leaner is going to pay off. So, you know, you think about the pros and cons of, you know, coming in at this weight. I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. When he went up against Tyson Fury, he was like 240. He was basically the same weight as what Joseph Parker is right now going into this fight against Deontay Wilder. All right, so this is like a 25-pound weight loss preparing for this fight. But for those who don't really pay attention to Deontay Wilder's career, as I mentioned, he was most successful at this weight that he's currently at. The only difference is that he's a bit older now. So will his body continue to react as good as it did, 6-7 years ago when he was at this weight? It's all about the fast twitch muscle fibers. And as we know, I mean, as I hope most of you guys know, if you watch any type of athletics, the first thing that goes in explosive type sports like boxing and sprinting and basketball and things where you have to use a lot of fast twitch muscle fibers, that's usually the first thing that goes, right? You keep your strength, you can keep, some durability, you have your IQ, you have your wisdom, but the first thing that goes is that explosiveness, that speed, and that fast twitch muscle fiber. So it's a question mark. It is a question mark on rather Deontay at this weight is still quick, still fast, still has reaction, still has, like I said, that fast twitch muscle fiber activation is yet to be seen. But based off of his training videos, working with Malik Scott, I mean, yeah, he does look fast. He for sure looks like he has a game plan to box, to be smart. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. No Smoke TV, what's good, bro? Yeah, so what I wanna point out as well is that I want to remind people as well. Deontay Wilder has been with Malik Scott now for quite some time, right? It's sometimes time passes by. We forget how quickly time passes by. But he's been removed, from the old training regime and Mark Breland and all and that crew for a while now. And when he fought Tyson Fury the third time, he was only working with Malik at that time for like 4 or 5 months or some shit, right? And it's not a lot of time to really initiate a new type of Deontay Wilder. You saw shades of it in the first, couple of rounds against Tyson Fury, but then he eventually reverted back to, Deontay Wilder, like, I got power and I just got to try to land a big punch. I mean, it is what it is. But along the way, you've seen, if you pay attention to his Instagram and you watch videos of him training with Malik Scott, I mean, yes, he's not fighting as actively as Joseph Parker, but I mean, you don't just like have this body over a training camp. You don't just drop 25 pounds. Like this weight drop that Wilder has right here is an accumulation of a period of over time, like more than 6 months, probably closer to a year of just kind of chipping away of all that body mass that he built leading up to the Tyson Fury third fight. Because if he was 240, 4 months ago, and now he's 213, that's unhealthy, right? But for me, being in the field of fitness, like shit, more than 15 years is what I do for a living. If you guys don't know, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach. I train athletics and strength and stuff like that. So I can tell by looking at a body that this is an accumulation of a long period of time of chipping away at that body mass to get lean. It's a very healthy leanness. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Karma Boxing MMA, what's up, bro? So basically, that's one thing you have to consider is one, it's a healthy weight that he's now at. He's back to that original weight, and I think he did it very smartly. He did it very patiently. And although he is not actively fighting, he's actively training. He's actively taking care of his body, and, that does carry weight. It's not like he lost to Tyson Fury and then he beat Hellenius and then like he's just out there bullshitting around. This is a very disciplined human being we're talking about. Deontay Wilder lives and breathes fitness. He lives and breathes boxing. It is what he does, right? He's the epitome of what you want to see in a heavyweight boxer when it comes to fitness regime and discipline and all that stuff, right? So Yeah, like I kind of get a little bit, I don't want to say annoyed, but I have some question marks. I scratch my head when people continue to say, well, Joseph Parker, he's been active and this, that, and whatever. And, that gives him an advantage. It's like, yeah, but Deontay Wilder has been active, in regards to fitness, but also he's got a hell of a bigger resume. He's been in fucking massive, big fights. He's been up against higher caliber fighters than Joseph Parker. There's a reason why Joseph Parker is an underdog. There is a reason for that. Yeah, so young thug, like I appreciate you spending the time to hate me so much that you want to come into my live stream and give me some more views. I appreciate that. But it's all good because my wrenches will take care of you as they will. You know what I'm saying? Wrenches, I need y'all to be Johnny on the spot and keep your head on a swivel because I haven't even been live. These motherfuckers got a good memory, I guess, because I really haven't been live much the past 6 months, and they still figure out a way to slip through the cracks. This is how fucking pathetic these people are, man. This is how fucking pathetic they are. I'm in here talking about boxing, nothing controversial, nothing of hate or nothing like that, and you got some dumbass bitch coming in here saying some dumb shit. So, I need my moderators and my wrenches to have their head on a swivel, man. Anthony Clark, what's good with you? Flatboy in the building, yes sir. So, guys, I mean, I'm excited, bro. I'm honestly excited. Excuse me, got a little coffee in me. Yeah, I'm excited, bro, because this is something that I've been advocating for so long. Y'all remember when it was like a long stretch of months after Deontay lost to Fury, right, in the third fight, and it was just a long stretch of me nitpicking. I was nitpicking Wilder, bro. I was nitpicking me. I was nitpicking him out of love because Deontay Wilder is my favorite heavyweight over these past 10 to 15 years. I've been watching him since he got the bronze medal in the Olympics, and I was not a supporter of him ballooning up to 240 plus pounds. I knew that was going to work against him because this is my expertise. It's my field. I know that it was more counterproductive than it was productive. And his whole game plan, it was fixated on revenge and trying to get an early knockout. And, he was thinking about a man who is way bigger than him. And it was a gamble. You know what I'm saying? But I was one of those people out here is like, that's not a good idea. It is not a good idea to do that. And the crazy thing is that obviously I was right because he got gassed out. He got tired. He's carrying around way too much weight. But the crazy thing is, though, is he almost knocked Fury out. He almost knocked Fury out in the third fight, dropped him twice. And it's crazy because he wasn't nearly as fast. I want people to wrap their head around this. Anybody that is thinking about Joseph Parker having a big chance here, or you just think that Deontay Wilder ain't shit, like wrap your head around this. These fucking trolls are trying to distract me, man. Y'all need to get these motherfuckers out of here, bro. You know what these people are? You know what these people are, man? They're straight up Deontay Wilder haters. They see Deontay Wilder in the title, right? They come in for about 30 seconds to a minute to see what you're saying. And if you're in support of Deontay, or you're non-biased, or you're moderates and you're just talking about the fight, and basically if you're not bashing Deontay, then you ain't shit. You shouldn't be doing this type of shit on YouTube. You a bitch. You this. You that. And they start throwing around words like like I don't even want to say the words, but y'all know what I mean. The type of words they start throwing around, and it's fucking pathetic, man. Y'all ain't gonna distract me, man. And don't call me buddy, because you're not my fucking buddy. You're not my fucking buddy. You a little bitch. because that's what bitches do. They come into chats and they leave comments and leave. Say like you throw rocks and hide your hand. You're fucking bitches out here. So anyway, moving on. The crazy thing is that Deontay Wilder almost knocked out Tyson Fury when he was at his slowest, his heaviest, and basically gassed out by like the 6th round. Now, granted, I don't think Tyson Fury was in his best shape in that fight either, but the weight played in Tyson Fury's favor way more. Imagine for a moment if Deontay Wilder in the fight against Fury was 215 pounds and he came out hot like he came out hot in the first round, jabbing to the stomach, moving around. Like, to be honest with you, Tyson Fury didn't know what the fuck to do. A Wilder at 240 jabbing the way he was jabbing because he had never seen that type of, tactic in the first 2 fights. Right? He saw it a little bit in the first fight, but if you rewind the tape to the first fight, Wilder was light, like he is going into this Joseph Parker fight. He was light. And obviously that fight went 12 rounds. Tyson Fury almost got knocked out. He was more defensively responsible, et cetera, et cetera. So wrap your head around the idea that now Wilder is back to that weight where he was most successful, and he's dealing with the Joseph Parker that, yeah, he's a live dog. Like, I don't want to sit up here and act like Joseph Parker ain't shit, because that would be inaccurate and that would be unfair. But he's not a Tyson Fury. And what do I mean by that? First off, he's not as big as Tyson Fury. He's not as long as Tyson Fury. He doesn't have the boxing skills of Tyson Fury. And there's one other thing that he doesn't have, and I spoke about it in my prediction video. He doesn't have the craziness, right? He might have some tenacity. He might be tough. And I don't discredit Joseph Parker for that, but there's some type of like crazy that Tyson Fury has, like a couple screws loose in his fucking head, that I don't think Joseph Parker has. All right. Now that, that type of craziness can benefit you in a heavyweight title match. And, but the fact that he got knocked down as many times as he did against Deontay Wilder, and I said it in my prediction video that I don't think Tyson Fury is the same. He's not the same anymore. And we saw that in his last fight. And I honestly think that his shelf life is actually less than Deontay's. And that's just my personal opinion. And because of the accumulative effect of those Wilder fights. But he had that type of craziness to get him through those fights. And, he had skill. I'm not just saying he was in there like a fucking punching bag and knocked out Deontay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying that there's some type of like mechanism in his fucking brain to get off the canvas as many times as he fucking did is outrageous in a way. But I just don't see Joseph Parker having that. And so you just have a quicker Deontay Wilder, lighter. He looks comfortable. He looks confident. And I just don't see any way that Joseph Parker survives his fight, man. I just really don't. I mean, fuck. I think in my prediction video, shit, I already forgot now, but I think I predicted 6th round. I think I predicted 6th round knockout. Somebody can correct me. I think my man Platboy probably he got a good memory, but I think I predicted 6th round. And the reason why I said 6th round is because Deontay's got a little bit of ring rust. It's going to take him, I think, a couple rounds to kind of really figure out Joseph Parker, see how Joseph's moving. I think Joseph is going to be really cautious in the beginning. I don't think he's going to open himself up. He's going to keep a high guard. He's going to try to find Deontay's range because, guys, Deontay Wilder has an 8-inch reach advantage. 8 inches. He's got an 8-inch reach advantage. That's crazy. That is crazy. Y'all know how big, y'all know how much of a difference that is, man. That's massive. So really, what's up, Jose? What's up, bro? Really, Champ Life Boxing, I see you in the building, bro. So really, it's like all he has to do is really emphasize and work behind that jab and set up his shots. That's all Deontay does. Deontay, this is why I say 6 rounds. Because this is really the first time. You can't really count Helenius because Helenius made a huge mistake. And he tried to walk in. Deontay leaned back and fucking caught him, knocked him out, right? I don't see Joseph Parker making that mistake. But this is the first time we're really going to see the new Deontay Wilder on display. The year or so behind the scenes, working with Malik Scott, the studying, the working, and remolding his craft. This is the time we're really going to see it. We're going to see him working behind the jab. We're going to see patience. You're fighting a guy like Joseph Parker, who's hungry, who's determined, who's been active. You need to be a little bit patient. So, and on that note, I think that Joseph Parker is also going to be patient. So it's going to be working behind the jab. It's going to be some feel out rounds. Once Joseph feels like, I think I got the range figured out, he's going to try to duck underneath and try to work on the inside, get some body shots in. Joseph Parker does have a good body attack. He does. Go back and watch his fights. He's not shy to reach and try to clip underneath that right elbow or that left elbow and work into that rib cage. So we'll see how it unfolds in the first the first round to third, fourth round. But if Deontay's as quick as I think he's going to be, like, this is the thing, right? When he's 213, it's not really about power. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not really about power at 213 pounds. I mean, yeah, he's got God-gifted, like, freakish power. There's no doubt about that. But one big reason why he knocks dudes out at 213 is his speed and his accuracy with the God-given power. It's not just it's not like a Klitschko fucking Dr. Sledgehammer, Steel Hammer, whatever the fuck they called him. It's like a big thudding hard shot. It's not like that. It's like just so quick and fat. You don't even see it. And it just hits you right in that spot. And that's the thing about boxing, man. It's the speed. And at heavyweight, bro, if you got speed, that shit is devastating. That's one of the reasons why, and I got the shirt on right here. It's Mike Tyson right here, bro. There's a reason why Mike Tyson was so devastating, because it wasn't just his build, his head movements and his ability to bob and weave and that peekaboo style and power, but it was his fucking speed. Like, with short arms and shit like that, like people, like the dudes that he knocked out, they didn't even see the shit coming over the top and just getting clipped. And it's the shot you don't see that puts you to sleep. And so that's what I see happening here. And I feel like Joseph Parker is just going to get surprised. I mean, if you're a Joseph Parker fan and you're tuning into this or you watch this live later and you're thinking like, oh man, when are you going to give Joseph Parker some fucking credit, bro? Like, Deontay Wilder really ain't that. Well, whatever. I mean, I see it how I see it. But honestly, I'm not trying to discredit Joseph Parker, man. I'm being as realistic as I possibly can. I'm sure there's some guys on YouTube that have YouTube channels that completely disagree with me and will say that, Deontay's washed up. He's past his prime. He still ain't shit. He's too light. Joseph Parker is this, and this. And he's going to surprise everybody. I mean, great. That's what makes boxing so great, because we don't fucking know. We don't know who's going to win. That's the great thing about this sport. But don't get it twisted when I say the things that I say and I make the predictions that I predict. I'm not doing it off of a bias or because I love Deontay Wilder or whatever the case may be. I have no shame in saying that I'm a huge Deontay Wilder fan. I've been on the forefront battling motherfuckers about Deontay Wilder for years. But honestly, it's a bad style matchup, you know. And on that point, I'll leave the window open for anybody that wants to come in. I'm a little bit reluctant to do this, but fuck it. It's not like I'm on this shit very often either. So I give people the opportunity to come in and speak their thoughts. So I'll leave the link in the chat. I'll leave it open for about 20 minutes or so. And anybody who wants to come in, you can come in. But the way I look at it is just the tail of the tape. The other tangibles that doesn't show up on the tail of the tape, which is speed, accuracy, power, experience. I mean, how could you discredit experience? I mean, look back in the day when Muhammad Ali fought George Foreman. George Foreman was the young heavyweight. Ali had been around for a while. He didn't move as well as he used to move back in the day, the Cassius Clay era, and then in the early days of Muhammad Ali. But he had experience. Muhammad Ali had experience. He'd been in there with some of the best heavyweights of his era by the time he faced off against George Foreman. So experience plays a role too. You know what I mean? So that's what it is there on that regard. Like I said, I'll leave this link open for a little bit. I'll go ahead and pin it just in case. I appreciate everybody, by the way, coming in and smashing that like button. What's up, Jason? I'm not sure if I gave you a shout out earlier, bro, but I see you in the building, man. Much love and appreciation. Make sure that if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and do that for me, man. I was trying to get up to 50 likes before it's all said and done. But yeah, I mean, if nobody wants to come in, then I mean, it's too bad. I probably should have put this shit up in earlier when the fucking trolls came in. But it is what it is. But yeah, if anybody doesn't come in, I mean, I think I said what I needed to say. Deontay Wilder comes in at 213 pounds. It's more or less what I predicted. 212 to 216. So spot on that. Joseph Parker, 245, which, you know, I think that's a comfortable and solid weight for Joseph Parker. Both of them look good. Deontay looks lean. He looks fresh. It's like a healthy leanness. You can tell that he dropped down to that weight in a good way, in a healthy way. Looks comfortable, looks confident. Skin looks good. Muscles look healthy, looks hydrated. And then Joseph Parker, he looks good too. I mean, he looks like he's ready to fight. His body looks ready to fight. And so, yeah, all indications point to a good fight, an exciting adrenaline rush for as long as it lasts. And then we get to watch that, and then it's going to lead into, obviously, the Anthony Joshua fight and the Wallin fight. You know, and on that note, real quickly, I want to say about Anthony Joshua. I put a little bit more thought into it, and I think we need to keep a close eye on Otto Wallin, bro. And I think that he might give Joshua a little bit more trouble than what we realize. But for the sake of all things amazing and great in the sport of boxing, I really need both Wilder and Joshua to win this fight, man. Because if you guys didn't know, Wilder and Joshua have agreed to a fight in March as long as they both win. As long as they both win in this upcoming fight, then we're finally going to see that fight. Supposedly. That's what I'm seeing plastered all over fucking social media right now, that's the deal. But don't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be surprised if Wilder goes in there and blasts fucking Joseph Parker out of there in less than 6 rounds, and then Joshua goes in there and struggles. He goes in there and struggles. He might squeeze out a decision, but if he struggles, God forbid he gets knocked down or some shit, then don't be surprised if he pulls out of the fight for one reason or the other. Don't be surprised if Eddie Hearn protects AJ again. And if anybody comes out and defends that shit, I don't know. I might come after you because the way that I'm conducting myself on YouTube now on this boxing shit is I got nothing to do. I got no agenda. I got no schedule. I'm freelancing this shit. So you're on that dumb shit. I might just come after you because fuck it. K-Rod, what's good, bro? Been a long time, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man, it's been so long. Thank you for having me on. Hope everything's well and happy holidays. Um, Man, like, where do I even start? Well, first of all, like, I just wanted to tell you some good news that I did in the past. I don't know if you've caught it, within like other circles, but I was able to cover media twice at the Caribe Royale over in Orlando for the past two events for the Richardson Hitchens versus Jose Zepeda fight, and then recently with the Amanda Serrano versus Daniela Ramos fight. So
Nice.
I just wanted to just share that news because I felt like that I've like accomplished a lot, and I'm just really happy that I'm actually getting up to like another level. Obviously, this isn't something that I focus career wise, but like it's really good to like get that experience up close to like actually see what's going on behind the scenes, because like everything that you say with great factual information, like not a lot of people understand what's going on behind the scenes in boxing. And I think that's what's really killing the sport a lot, because you have all these like dumb casuals that just come out of their way talking crap about fighters that actually are doing good, and then they big up fighters that are not good, that are just either cheaters or they're people that shouldn't even be in the sport to begin with because they're not that good. But back to the topic, like I think Deontay, he's gonna beat the living crap out of Joseph Parker. I don't think Parker is the same Parker that we once knew 5 years ago. If this fight was at least 5 to 8 years ago, I think Deontay would be in a great fight with Joseph, but I think Deontay would still stop him. But the reason why that I say this is because Joseph Parker, out of all heavyweights within the heavyweight division, he hasn't been a great defensive heavyweight. And the thing about Wilder is that when he sees weaknesses out of you, he analyzes it very, very quickly. And I think Deontay will show that come fight night. And I don't see Joseph Parker, getting out of his old habits where he likes to duck in to try to act like he's going to do something dirty to you. And Deontay, he's going to see that wide opening shot, and then boom, it's going to end up like the Robert Helenius fight. But either way, styles make fights, but I think Deontay Wilder stylistically is just way more dangerous than Joseph, because all those training sessions that Wilder has had with Malik Scott, I feel like this version of Wilder will be like the best version of his like last few years of his career. Because like, to me personally, if Wilder had trained with Malik Scott like while he was active as a fighter, as Malik Scott, compared to Wilder, like from that same timeline when Wilder got into the sport as a pro, leading into now, I think Wilder would have been, a very dangerous fighter heading into now. And I think it's like it's really good that Deontay Wilder has gotten way better, and people don't give him credit for it. But I think when this fight does happen between him and Parker, it's gonna show why Deontay Wilder is for who he is, and I think he's gonna display that at the highest class at his career. But yeah,
Yeah,
as
and
far as sorry.
and yeah, let me just jump in real quick. One of the reasons why I put the link in the chat, well, obviously, because the family wants to come in, and that's great. But I'm actually hoping to get somebody in here that thinks that Parker's got a chance, because for me, I just want to hear like how would you predict Joseph Parker to get past? I mean, just the basics, right? Which would be the huge reach disadvantage. 8 inches, right? I mean, Deontay doesn't have to be fucking Larry Holmes in there. He doesn't have to be. He just gotta be nice and solid behind the jab. and be patient. And he doesn't need to have a bazooka jab or nothing like that, but just place his jab and line up. Another thing is I want to say, K-Rod, and you can comment on this, is the media makes this sound like, oh, all Joseph Parker's got to do is stay away from the right hand. And I kind of get sick of that shit because, yes, obviously, Deontay's a right-handed fighter, so his best weapon is going to be his fucking right hand. Like, it's not an anomaly. If you're right-handed, usually your right hand's your best fucking punch. But what people don't understand is that Wilder has knocked out dudes with his fucking left hook too. Right? He's knocked guys out and hurt people with his left hand too. Okay, so if his jab is effective and his check left hook is effective, that makes Deontay Wilder like even more dangerous. So I guess my question for Parker fans would be, are you guys really paying attention to what Deontay Wilder is doing right now in his training and how he's preparing himself? Because this isn't Deontay Wilder of like 2014 where he just like kind of pitter patters the jab or whatever and then tries to land a big bomb on the right hand, right? Like he's way past that now. So, I mean, yes, if I were to bet which hand it would be that Deontay would knock Parker out, it would probably be the right hand. But it doesn't mean that it won't be set up by a left hook right hand or a jab right hand down the middle or a fucking, feint jab to the stomach and come over the top with the right hand. Either way, he's using that left hand effectively. And I'm waiting to hear any Joseph Parker fan to come in and say, or explain to me how they think Parker is going to get past that efficient left hand, rather it's a jab or a hook or whatever it may be, with that huge reach disadvantage. Because Parker has struggled with that before with other fighters. So that I just want to throw that out there just in case there's anybody fucking lurking in the shadows who either A, just think Wilder is not a good fighter and you're just a hater, or B, you legitimately think that Parker has a chance to win this fight. The link is up at the top of the chat, but go ahead, K-Rod.
Yeah, like I said, like I really do feel like that this fight, is really gonna show Deontay Wilder's deadliest skill, and I think it's gonna be a rude awakening for Joseph Parker because I like Joseph Parker, but all the shady crap that he's been exposed with Tyson Fury and just bad actors behind closed doors. I won't feel bad when Wilder takes that out of him and starts to show why he is for where all roads connect to. Like like I don't like to use up the Mortal Kombat references a lot in boxing, but um I think Wilder is pretty much Onaga at this point. He's basically like, bro, I'm the Dragon King and I literally come out to take people's lives. And like of like a I just think at this point it's like Wilder has like he's taken such a way better route with Malik Scott, and I feel like that this should have been like the team from at the very beginning, because it's like Malik Scott could have easily you know helped Wilder become a way better fighter a lot faster. And I actually asked Malik Scott a couple years ago on Blue Blood's channel when he was doing like the live call-in show with Malik Scott, and I asked him about Deontay Wilder's defense. Like, do you feel like as far as where Wilder is as a fighter defensively, do you feel like that with your training, Wilder can actually like get up to that level of being a highly technical defensive boxer puncher? And he said yes, and he does believe Deontay Wilder has those skills. And I think Wilder has already had that. It's just that sometimes with certain fighters like Wilder, it's like it's really difficult to get a guy that comes in late to teach him how to become a very smart technical boxer puncher. Like that's a really difficult person to build with, versus with with guys like Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, Ken Norton, Joe Brown, Sugar Ray Robinson, Pinklin Thomas. Like all these guys started boxing at a very young age, but look at how far that they got with that training. Like that training had to been ingrained since, like the day they were born heading into now. But like the difference is like, that doesn't mean that a guy like Walter can't get up to their level. It's just that everybody has a different journey and everybody has a different learning path to unleash that full potential inside your mind. Because it's like once you complete that cycle and once you've gotten to where you need to be, nobody can't take you down. Only you can defeat you. And that's why I truly believe in the man in the mirror, like a principle where if you lose to the man in the mirror, you will automatically lose in life. But if you don't and you beat the man in the mirror all the time, then nobody can beat you because it's you versus you, like obviously synonymous with boxing. But I just think like that's
Yeah.
just a core principle of you being completely dedicated and putting all that focus into what you need to do. And then until it's time for you to hang it up, then you make that decision when you've like accomplished everything to your highest degree maximum.
Yeah, good points, man. I mean, 100% boxing is shit. I mean, you can argue that it's 70 to 80% mental, and on that note, as K-Rod was speaking there, something was crossing my mind. Like, you can tell by Deontay's demeanor the past year or so where he has finally detached from, I guess you would say, these demons when it comes to the Fury trilogy and all the emotional battles and roller coasters that he was going through. And you can feel like this new spiritual renewal, I guess you can say, lack of better words, in Deontay. I mean, he just looks so comfortable, so relaxed, so much at peace. And that's what Deontay was when he was reigning supreme for so long and knocking dudes out. I mean, he would come in smiling, laughing, and then just go in there and knock a motherfucker out like it ain't shit. And when we look at Fury Wilder 2, Fury Wilder 3, that was like a dark era of Deontay Wilder's persona. It was like the Dark Knight of Batman, right? It was like he was going through this really fucking dark period, and and he had to get through it somehow. And I think he has. I think he needed that time with his family and just that time to reconstruct himself and tap back into that positive energy. And I remember, freshly removed from that third fight, you can see he would get aggravated when people just simply mention Tyson Fury's name. But now he just kind of like, whatever, it's like, I'm past it. I'm moving on. It is what it is. I have bigger things to worry about. And I love that, because it's like, I'm going to get Joseph Parker out of the fucking way. I'm going to put this immense pressure on Joshua if he beats Wallin, and I'm going to beat Joshua's ass. And then all roads lead to either Usyk or Fury. I mean, that's it. There's really nothing else. I mean, I guess you can throw in Andy Ruiz, but like, honestly, if I were to be honest, I think Wilder's got maximum 3 fights left. Just simply not because necessarily physically. I just think that there's not much more to prove. And he's pushing 40. And obviously he wants to retire as, I mean, for sure, a fucking at least a lineal champion, if not undisputed. That would be the ultimate goal. And so I love that. You know what I mean? I see Ennis in here asking, when will it start? I'll answer that question in a second, but let me give you a shout out to Revenant Society. Good to see you, bro. 88 Sports Talk. It's been a while, man. Good to see you. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on Anthony Joshua and Wallin too. I might as well. It's the same fight. It's the same night. It's the main event technically, even though I don't really agree with it being a main event, but whatever. It's my opinion. But I might as well give my thoughts on that too. I've updated the title of the YouTube, so people coming in, I'm going to go ahead here in a moment and give my thoughts on the weigh-in of Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallin. So to answer NS and Real Madrid, are they fighting now? No. But they are. So I think the timing is a little bit crazy because the fight is in the Middle East, right? So for me, I am in Asia. So for me, it's going to be 11 p.m. tonight, right? It's 9 a.m. for me. So for me, it's tonight. So I think in the States, it's going to be in the morning, right? So tomorrow morning, right? So right now it's what, Friday night? Yeah, it's Friday night in the States. So tomorrow morning, y'all get the fight. So for me over here in Asia, if you're in the Philippines, if you're in Thailand, if you're in Hong Kong, if you're in Japan, if you're in Indonesia, Singapore, then it's going to be roughly 10 to 11 p.m. tonight. If you're in the States, it's going to be tomorrow morning. So yeah, that's the timing. So right now they had the weigh-ins. So that's what we're talking about right now. If you're coming in, and obviously, guys, not everybody's a diehard boxing fan, so we'd be patient with the people coming in. Maybe they're just a fan of a fighter or whatever the case may be. So yeah, let me go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on Anthony Joshua and Wallin. I mean, there are some Joshua fans out there, man. You know, it's like maybe most of the people that follow Divine Sense are not necessarily Joshua fans, but hey, for the sake of conversation and being unbiased, I'll give you guys my honest thoughts. Macedonia's Mac of the South. I know for a fact you ready, bro. I know you all ready. So yeah, let me go ahead and put this up on the screen. Give you guys my thoughts on this, and yeah, let's see. If I can get the fucking volume to come on. All right. 238.6 pounds. All right, so 238.6 for Otto Wallin. I'll give you guys my comments on the bodies here in a moment. Anthony Joshua about to make his way up to the scale. $251 for Anthony Joshua. 251. So he's like the heaviest heavyweight on the night. He's heavier than Wilder. He's heavier than Joseph Parker. He's heavier than Wallin. So he's the biggest guy, at least in the co-main event and the main event. So that's interesting. For Wallin, he typically has that body type. He looks, he's not fucking ripped. He's not like, it doesn't look like a specimen like fucking Anthony Joshua does. But in the heavyweight division, that don't necessarily mean anything, especially in the heavyweight division. You fight where you're comfortable, and we've seen throughout history guys who don't necessarily have the body. I mean, look at Andy Ruiz. Look at Andy Ruiz and what he did against Joshua when they in their first fight. So there's a perfect example right there. So I'm not too worried because that's normally how Otto always looks. But Anthony Joshua, 251. I'm not a huge Joshua fan, so I cannot tell you with absolute certainty on what he normally weighs in at, but I think that's roughly what it is. I would guess like 248 to maybe 255, something like that. I mean, Anthony Joshua always looks the part. He's always looked the part. Always. That's not the problem with Anthony Joshua. And so if you're a casual boxing fan and you see a fucking poster of Anthony Joshua with his shirt off, you'd be like, yeah, that looks like a heavyweight champion. Like, yeah, that's the epitome of what you would expect from a heavyweight champion. But if you don't know boxing, then you wouldn't know the struggles that Anthony Joshua has had lately, not only in the boxing ring, but in his personal life. his demeanor has just been really fucking strange. I mean, the press conference and like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but in the last press conference, when they questioned Wilder about Joshua, Wilder was quite honest. He was just like, I just think that Joshua wasn't ready. But I wish him the best and hope he gets past Wallin. Hopefully we can fight. But I just think that he's battling through some stuff and whatever. And as he was saying that, I'm just looking at this face off. I can't help but to laugh at Joshua, bro. It's like, it doesn't, I don't know why. Maybe I've lost confidence. I've lost confidence with Joshua. I don't know why that just doesn't seem like himself. Like that demeanor, that the way he looks right here just doesn't seem like that's him. Like he's battling so hard to be something else. And I think that that's one of the problems that Joshua has been facing. It's like he has these like internal demons or something, and he's battling with something, and he's trying to be tough and hard and mean, but that's not really his personality. He's actually like a nice, calm guy that has a lot of athletic ability, has a lot of skill, but somehow he has like developed into this villain. He's kind of trying to go into this villain role, but he's not. And yeah, exactly, King of the Dead, like exactly. It's just like this weird thing that he's been displaying lately. But going back to what I was saying at the press conference, as Wilder was speaking, he was like over there looking at Wilder the whole time, like they're like mean mugging him. But he didn't say anything, but he's just kind of like looking like it's just like it just doesn't seem like him. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem like him at all. And in boxing, like that, like if you're not there mentally and you're battling with shit and you're not there 100% mentally, that's when things go wrong. That's when things go absolutely wrong for you. I mean, look at Mike Tyson. Look at Mike Tyson leading up to the fight against Lennox Lewis. And you look back at those press conferences that they had leading up to the Lennox Lewis fight. I mean, Tyson was out of fucking control. I mean, obviously Joshua was not nearly at that level as like Mike Tyson was acting, but what I'm trying to get at is that Mike Tyson was completely out of control emotionally leading up to that fight. He wasn't there 100% mentally. And as soon as that bell rang against Lennox Lewis, you knew right away, after the second, third round, that he knew it's like he knew he was going to lose. You know what I'm saying? He knew he had no fucking chance against Lennox Lewis. It was completely just trying to stay in there. Lennox Lewis was just better. Like, I mean, I don't have to get into it. If y'all watch the fight, And mostly because not necessarily physicality wise, it's just that Lennox Lewis was just in a much better mental place. Having mental peace and calmness and confidence and really resonating with yourself is crucial in any type of combat sport. And this is why I'm so confident with Deontay Wilder being successful, because you can see it. He wears it like a badge of honor with his calmness and his peace and his tranquility. He's so fucking emotionally, positively invested into what he's trying to do in these next couple of years. And like I said, he wears it like a badge of honor, man. And it's very clear. Or Joshua doesn't give me that confidence, man. I mean, let's be honest. Was this how Joshua was looking like before he took the loss against Andy Ruiz? When he was a champ, when he was basically one of the best, if not the best heavyweight in the world, before he got upset by Andy Ruiz. He didn't act like this, bro. He did not act like this. And if you're a Joshua fan and you don't agree with what I'm saying, then I think that you are in denial, right? And Wallin, like, on paper, Joshua should win this fight. He should win this fight, relatively comfortably. But Wallin is like, he's coming in here like, shit, fuck it. Like, I got an opportunity. I'm going to smile. I'm going to kind of joke around a little bit. And, like, I'm going to go in there and play with this guy's mind a little bit because he doesn't seem all that confident. Like, we don't know how many demons that Joshua's still battling against. See, that's the difference with mental fortitude. What's up, Tay? I see you in the building, bro. That's the difference with mental fortitude. Deontay, after the trilogy against Fury, he recovered mentally. He reestablished himself. He found peace and tranquility, and you can see that he wears that with moderation. You can see how much more peaceful he is. But Joshua is the complete opposite. It's like he's went through this emotional turmoil and chaos, and he's still swirling around in the fucking cyclone of emotions and doubt and constantly looking in the mirror trying to prove to himself that he still got it. That's not a good place to be. And I see my guy Tay in here saying Joshua by decision. By the way, the link is pinned up at the top of the chat. Feel free to come in and leave your thoughts, because I'm essentially just freestyling here. I'm spitballing, but like I said, Tay, I don't know when you came in, but on paper, I would assume, and I want to be confident based off of boxing and my knowledge of the sport and what AJ has accomplished, and he's got. I mean, his resume is far better than Wallin's. I mean, that's for sure. He should win this fight. He should definitely win this fight. But would I put money on a Joshua Wallin fight? No. I can't. I literally can't. And I'm not a big betting person anyway. But certainly if somebody says, hey man, if Joshua wins this fight, if you put $100 in, you get 1,000. I still wouldn't, bro. I still wouldn't. It's just, I don't know, man. When I look at fighters in the combat sports and these type of situations, I just don't look at the physicality, how their body looks, what they weigh in. I mean, that's part of it, but it's here. Like I'm such a psychological person. Like, I'm like an empath, right? Like I can feel energy and shit, and I can tell when people's not there mentally. And and I was saying it so many times leading up to Wilder Fury 3. With Wilder really going up in weight and all these different things that he was doing because he was so fixated on revenge. There's so much more passion and emotion involved rather than, really like real strategy, real patience, real discipline, real focus. And I told people, like, I mean, I love Deontay, man. I want him to win. I still believe in him, but I'm worried that he's fixated on revenge and he's on the wrong path. And we saw what happened, right? But this is why I will never stop supporting Deontay Wilder, because this man shows real mental fortitude to refurbish himself and come back and look. I mean, he looks fresh, man. He literally looks like Christmas morning. Like you wake up and he's just like a new fucking person. And like, I am just so ridiculously confident in Deontay Wilder's success coming up tomorrow morning for y'all in the States. I'm so confident simply based off of, like, I just feel like he's mentally just in a better place, spiritually in a better place. And that type of Deontay Wilder is extremely dangerous, because you rewind that tape, like I mentioned, like, back in 2013, 14, 15, he would be smiling and always happy at the press conferences and shake everybody's hand. You get into the fucking ring, bop, bop, sleep. That's what he did. And this is what he's going. This is what he's coming back to. So there's a lot of that comes into these type of fights, man. But yeah, I mean, looking at this face off, it's just, I mean, look at Wallin, right? Like he's smiling. I mean, I don't know necessarily if that's a good thing, but it's like Joshua, he's got his headphones in and shit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's listening to fucking Tupac or some shit to kind of get himself amped up. Who knows? But he just looks so not himself, trying to be so fucking serious. And if you're going up against a guy like Wallin, do you really have to be like this serious? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't. I don't buy it, bro. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And my man King of the Dead, he knows what I'm talking about because I think we chopped it up together here on the panel when he got ready to fight Hellenius. And yeah, like, yeah, okay, he beat Hellenius, but I'm just not sold, man. I'm just not sold. And let me make this abundantly clear. Let me make this abundantly clear. I want Joshua to win. I want Joshua to win because that will secure a fight between him and Wilder. And I've been preaching and advocating and cheerleading and doing backflips, doing all kinds of crazy shit to try to get that fight happen over the past 3 years. It's well overdue, a Wilder and Joshua fight. So, of course, I want Joshua to win this fight, and I want him to do it in like a reasonable fashion as well. Not like a dog out, drag out fight, 12 rounder, fucking majority or split decision or razor thin unanimous decision. Like, you know why I don't want that? I don't want that simply because I do not trust Eddie Hearn. That is why. And I think a big reason behind these fights being made or not being made is because of Eddie Hearn, man. This guy needs to move the fuck out of the way. And that's my problem with AJ is he doesn't put his foot down. He lets Eddie Hearn dictate his career. But that's why I have the fear. I have the fear that if AJ doesn't perform well, even though they have verbally agreed, I don't know, take and speak on it. I don't know if there's I don't think there's any contract signed yet for them to fight in March. I'm talking about Wilder and AJ, but they have at least verbally agreed, supposedly, because it's all over the fucking media, to fight. But that don't mean shit. That doesn't mean shit with Eddie Hearn, bro. Obviously, if Joshua loses, he's not fighting Wilder. But even if it's a razor thin win, or it's, like I said, it's a dog out fight, and he barely gets through it or whatever, I'm not confident with Eddie Hearn, bro. I'm really not. And I think he'll figure out a way to slither his way out of it. So that's why I'm saying I want Joshua to perform well. Please prove me wrong. Please. I want you to prove me wrong. I really, really, really do. I want you to say, Divine Sense, bro, this look that you see is real. Like, I'm fucking confident. I'm ready. I'm focused. And I'm gonna knock Otto Wallin the fuck out. And I would be like, yo, salute, bro. Like, I was totally wrong about you, Anthony Joshua. Shit. I'll come on here on the mic and I will eat crow and I'll say, bro, Joshua surprised the shit out of me, bro. Like, I want to do that. I really want to do that. Because that is the making and the appetizer and the beginning of the fireworks to create and display and prepare the Wilder Joshua fight. I want both of these men to knock their opponents the fuck out, and there is no turning back. We got to see the fight now. Fuck it, Andy Ruiz. Fuck a big baby Miller. Fuck like Usyk. Not like I don't care. That's the fight I want to see. That's the fight I want to see next. So that's it. I want to make that shit crystal clear. Because, you know, people call me a hater and shit. I mean, this right here, bro. This right here. Let me highlight this comment. Like literally this right here, bro. I can't get over how Deontay and Anthony are on the same fucking card and they're not fighting. Like, that shit is crazy. But I'm glad that Deontay said what he said in regards to Anthony Joshua. He wasn't rude. He wasn't like combative. He wasn't trying to like stir up shit. He was just brutally honest. He was brutally honest. He was like, yo, I just don't think I don't think he wanted to fight. And he said it very calmly and cool and collective. And I just think that he was just speaking the truth. And when I made my prediction video, you know, people were coming on my prediction video in the comments after I went live talking about, man, fuck you, bro. Man, Wilder never wanted to fight Joshua, bro. Like, man, Wilder ducking Joshua. Da, 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 da. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Give me 2 reasons on why Wilder would not want to fight Joshua. Like, literally makes 0 sense. Literally. And he, like, Wilder has called out Joshua so many fucking times, both in interviews, right after fight. Like, I mean, the list goes on. How many times has Joshua called out Wilder? I'll wait. How many times has Joshua called out Wilder? I will fucking wait. People got to go and ask Joshua about Wilder. And he's like, oh, well, basically, yeah, it's like, well, I have to wait and look at and talk to my team because I don't know if I want to do that right now. I have to talk to Hearn, yeah, because you know, life is complicated at the moment, mate. That's what you hear. And all you British people out there, I know you hate my fucking accent. It's terrible, but I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. But that's how I feel. That's what I hear in my ears when, you know, when he talks. That's what he says. So I think unless somebody comes in here and debunks it, which I don't think is going to happen, then, you know, I'm sticking to it. It doesn't make any sense on why Wilder would want to duck Joshua. It doesn't make any sense at all. Why would he? Why would he? And why does Joshua continue to have the upper hand in regards to, like, he's the main event and Wilder's not? What dictates that? Because last time I checked, if you want to say, well, Wilder lost to Fury twice, but Joshua lost to Usyk twice. They both came back. They're both coming into this fight with knockout victories. So what actually dictates this? Which was a better like kind of mini trilogy and an actual trilogy? Joshua Usyk or Wilder Fury? When it comes to sales, excitement, the fight itself, the amount of knockdowns and everything that you would want at a heavyweight bout. Like, you think about Wilder Fury 3, like that shit is engraved in fucking history forever. Like that's reminiscent and in the same Hall of Fame as like Ali and Frazier and Ali and Foreman and Tyson and the fights that he had. Well, not even, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could throw Tyson in there too. Like the Hall of Fame of heavyweight boxing, that fight is going in that. Like, would you say that Joshua and Usyk is going into the Hall of Fame of best fights of heavyweight boxing? I don't fucking think so. A boxing clinic by Usyk, maybe. Like maybe that hall, the boxing clinic hall, but certainly not two fighters going head to head and it's like, you know, like crazy shit happening. Guys are getting knocked down, getting back up, the excitement, the adrenaline. I mean, I remember I watched that fight with my ex. We're sitting on the couch watching Tyson Fury Wilder 3. And it was just like, she doesn't even watch boxing really. and she couldn't stop moving. She was so crazy, like into it, like, oh my God, the whole time. Oh my God. Like it was a fucking crazy fight, bro. And then she watched the Joshua Usyk fight, and she was just kind of chilling. She was like, "Yeah, I mean this little Ukrainian dude, he's like, it's like, why can't he?" She kept telling me, "Why can't this big guy Joshua like hit him? Like, why is he not hitting him?" Well, because he can't. Because he can't. He's trying to. But yeah, man, like that's just food for thought. Y'all can ponder on that shit, but and marinate in that for a moment. But yeah, man, that's how I'm feeling right now. I went a little bit longer than I thought I would, but I've came here and did what I sought out to do, and that is to give you guys my live thoughts of the weigh-in. If you guys don't know, one more time, Wilder came in at 213 pounds, exactly what I predicted, anywhere from 212 to 216. He looks lean. He looks ready. It looks like a healthy 213, not a drained 213. I think he dropped that weight naturally. He looks happy. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. Joseph Parker looks good too. I think it was like 245 or something like that. He looks calm, for what it's worth. I think he's ready. And I'm ready for a great fight. Joshua came the heaviest out of all four heavyweights coming in for the co and main event at like 250 something. To me, his demeanor looks a little bit off. It's been looking off for quite some time, but that's just me. Hopefully he performs well, though. Hopefully he performs well. He needs to perform well because we need to see Wilder and Fury. So that's what it is. GNR 7,500. Not very often, bro. Not very often. I was actually planning to go to the meet and greet with 78 and LDBC and these type of guys, but obviously that was back in. It was supposed to be back in August, but it got canceled, so I didn't go. But for me to go back to the States now, I'm so established where I'm at, and I traveled throughout Asia and South America. I just, I'm established, man. Like, for me to go back to the States, it has to be something significant, like something real big, something like a meet and greet or somebody get married or some shit. I mean, even then, I don't even know if I'll go back. But yeah, hopefully next year something will come to fruition. And I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm a little bit disappointed that the Wilder and Joshua fight, if it were to happen, it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. I'm a little bit disappointed on that because if it was here back in the stateside, that is a fight that I would probably be willing to fly back to watch live. But I am not flying to Saudi Arabia to watch that shit. That's not going to happen. But I was actually looking forward to that. That's a good enough reason for me to fly back. But it is what it is. So hopefully that answered your question, man. And here soon, I'm going to be dropping you guys information on my new podcast project, hence the new setup I got going on here. I got a lot of good things coming up. I always have Divine Sense. Don't worry. I will always be here to at the very least, talk about these big fights, give you guys predictions, go live commentary when I can. But Divine Sense has always been like a side project, hobby. I'm not boxing ego. I'm not blue blood. I'm not like these guys. I just don't have the time and patience, to be quite honest, and invest. But my other podcast projects, that's my passion. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of deep shit. So I'll drop that shit soon. Hopefully you guys come along and follow me there as well. I really appreciate it. But in the meantime, I guess I'll see you guys here tomorrow morning, your time in the States, if you're in the States. Tonight, my time, if you're over here in Asia. I'm going to do live commentary of this fight. Super excited about it. You guys know how I get down when I do these live commentary fights. If you can't watch the fight live, I got you covered. If you watch it live, but you prefer Divine Sense commentary over the live commentary, which, is understandable because usually it's shit, then I got you covered. So bookmark that shit. Make a mental note. Divine Sense live. Anthony Joshua Wallin, Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker is going down. Give you guys that live commentary, and let's see what happens. But in the meantime, man, rest up, get ready. Hopefully you guys got your food ready, got your snacks ready. If you like to drink, you got all that shit ready. Ice is ready. And yeah, looking forward to it. So I appreciate everybody stopping by tonight, man. Much love and appreciation. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do that before you leave. And that goes a long way. Every single like goes a long way to help keep Divine Sense motivated to continue to make this type of content. So I'll see you guys here tomorrow morning to go live and commentate on these fights coming up. All right, man. Y'all stay up, stay strong, stay positive. It's your boy Divine. I'm out.
That's my bad boy.